Y'all, we back at it again with another story time, honey. I'm sorry. I don't know why people be bothering me. I really don't be bothering nobody. But it's just when they come at me, I just have to, I'm gonna retaliate. I'm gonna make a video about you again. I mean, y'all, I am Londa. Yep, this is me. If this your first time on my channel, honey, thank you for clicking on. You're gonna love it over here. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, leave a comment, hype me up, all that good stuff. Everything over here helps your girl grow. But if you're already a part of the crew, you know what time it is. It's time for a story time, and we're gonna talk about somebody. We definitely gonna laugh about somebody. And y'all, I just gotta make a video about your boy Slim again. I know that I said I blocked him, and y'all, I have not talked to him, but this is before the blocking. I'm gonna get into the video. So yeah, it's gonna be a part 2 about you, Slim. I had to do it. I really had to do it. So y'all, without further ado, let's get into it. And this is why I tell people that I work for Google now. I tell people that I work for Google because if you don't already know about my channel, if you're not a friend or a family member, honey, I work for good Google. I don't have a YouTube channel. I'm not telling people about my channel anymore because it's just, this is like my safe place with y'all. Like I could talk about what I want to talk about with y'all without family being in my business or, whatever. Just so I have to make another story time about your boy Slim, y'all. Yes, if you haven't checked that video out, it's like the video before my last video about the extra predator, the SEX predator guy. He lied about a lot of stuff and he was turned out to be a M. Esther. Yeah, all that good stuff. I'm gonna put that description down, and I'm gonna put that video down in the description box, yes. And I'm gonna put it at the ending of the video as a handle so you guys can check that out, just so you can understand where this video is coming from. And honey, let me tell you, like the only reason I'm talking about this fellow again, honey, because I have blocked him. First of all, go check that video out if you already haven't, so you can know what your girl talking about. You guys, Slim. I don't know if you guys can see my phone, but child, look, it's just, I can just, okay. And then if I go to the other number, honey, it is the same situation. It is the same situation. So it was two numbers, so it was a block number from your guy Slim, y'all. From your guy Slim. And yeah, so apparently he wants to bother me. He wants to bother me. I'm not sure if he like seen my video about him or whatever, but apparently he wants to bother me. So those phone calls is what I have been dealing with like pretty much all night. Like I'm talking about, he called me like almost 60 times from two different numbers. So you have, congratulations, Slim. If you have some way somehow located my channel, congratulations. You have a part 2. So y'all, before I blocked him and I set him up to record him to reveal his lies, y'all, some other things happened. I really told that story too fast, and I do that a lot. I tell stories too fast when they really be deserving a part 2 and a part 3. But we're gonna double back, and I'm gonna do a part 2 on him because he bothered me. He's bothering me. And I know it was him because, of course, I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I answer unknown numbers. Sometimes I do, and that's what happened. He called from this unknown number. I answered. He was like, blah, 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 blah. Sweet Jesus. When I heard his voice, immediately blocked that number. Immediately blocked that number. Oh, Jesus. It took me a while to like, check up on the next number because people call me from sometimes whatever. I just answered the phone. It was him. Immediately blocked again, and he would not stop for hours. So congratulations. Here we go. I want to start with some things, y'all. And I am doing my business down here, y'all. That's why I'm looking down. Those of y'all who know. But okay. So before I set up Slim with that video, that good evidence video of him lying to me about being a predator, y'all, some other things happened, and I told the story too fast. But because he want to bother me, here we go. So the time before I did the video, y'all, I told y'all all the little lies. Check that video out. But it was some other things. Like, for example, so he, like I told you, I would always drive to his place or his brother's place of pickup or his condo, apartment, whatever, what have you. And we would hang out. He, we would just hang out all day. At some point throughout the day, y'all, around 9:30 ish, he would get to checking that watch, right? Now, I noticed it a little bit. I'm like, okay, you always checking your phone, your clock around 9:30. What's going on? So we get in the car and he was just like, just drive me around to this little spot. Drive me around to this spot. And it's an area, y'all, down here. It's by a park. Which is crazy. Yeah, listen, it was by a park and it's a bunch of warehouses where like they do like tile and flooring and just concrete work. It's just a little area down here where it's just a bunch of warehouses. The streets are messed up pretty much. So around 9:30, Slim would be looking at his watch, like he gotta be somewhere. And I am green. I don't know nothing, y'all. I don't know nothing about no nothing, right? So around 9:30, he's always rushing to get to this area where the warehouses were now. So I'm like, okay, what's up with this? What's up with this? Like, I know you say you're on probation, Slim. But what is this? So he's like, oh, remember I told y'all another story? He's like, oh, I'm on 10 years probation. So I'm like, okay, well, you have a curfew or something like that? He's like, nah, I ain't got no curfew. I ain't got no curfew. And so I'm like, okay, cool. So, but around 9:30, y'all, he be looking at that watch, and we always going to this specific area. So one night, we in the car, and like 9:30, we're at the park, we're chilling. 9:45, 9:50, he like, oh, go around the corner. So I go pull around the corner in front of this warehouse, and we just sitting there. 10 o'clock hit. He gets to looking at his little probation phone or whatever. So I'm peeping game. I'm like, what? Why we over here? It's like 10 o'clock on the head. Your little probation phone just beat. You do have to be in a certain spot at a certain time. You got a curfew. You on lockdown. So Slim is just like, nah, man. I promise you, I ain't got no curfew. This just I do have a curfew, but this just a check-in spot. I don't gotta stay out here nothing like that. Between 10 and 10:15, I'm supposed to be in this little area within this little radius, whatever, or I go back to jail. So I'm like, okay, those are the conditions of his probation. I'm like, okay, cool. That's what it is. Okay, cool. So like let's say he did that like a Thursday, Friday night. We were out there like 9:45, 10 o'clock, it beep or whatever. A lot of times I left him out there, y'all, because it was his homeboys out there too. It was other guys out there. They were in their car. Some of them was just with their girls or whatever, just sitting in the back of their trucks. So I really was just like, okay, they have a little check-in point, a little radius time they have to be out here or they go to jail. So that's what I chuck it down to, because I seen other people out there. So that's what I was believing. I can really only believe what Slim tell me, but as y'all can find out, that Slim is just a whole... He's a damn liar. He lied about everything, man. This is why I'm telling another story on him, because if you have found my channel, Slim, I'm just gonna tell the people about you, and you're lucky I don't post your picture, because I don't want your broke ass to sue me. You lucky I don't put your full name out there, because just leave me alone. What's your probation officer number, sir? What is your probation officer number? Because you're bothering me. If I wake up another night and I have over 40 calls on my telephone, I will post the picture, and I will show the girls who you are to be aware of you. So stop it. So just stop it. So he was just like, okay. So he was like, so let's say that was Thursday or Friday. Saturday, Sunday, he didn't have to do... He wasn't like, when I was with him or when I talked to him on the phone, he wasn't at the spot. So I believed him. I'm like, okay, that's just a Monday through Friday thing. He have to go check in for his little 15 minutes. Cool, bet. That's what it is. Those little few weeks, it gets worse, y'all. Those little few weeks that I was hanging out with Slim was just crazy, y'all. I'm trying to remember it all. I'm really trying to remember it all. So it was just two more things before it led me to that video I'm going to link down below. So y'all know that spot that I told y'all that he would have to be at around 9:45, 10 o'clock, right? So I would ask him, I say, Slim, I see you have to be here all the time. You sure you don't have to stay out here and, all night or whatever? He told me it's just a check-in. He supposed to be there at 10. They supposed to be there for a little bit and they can leave. They have to check in or their probation gonna send them to jail, right? Okay, cool. So one night we're out there in my car. 10 o'clock hit, his little probation phone hit, and he's like, okay, cool. Now, I told y'all his homeboys be out there too. They be out there in their cars. Some of them be out there with their girlfriends or whatever. And that's just what it was. And so this night, I couldn't stay with him till the little 15, 20 minutes. I don't give a damn. I wanted to leave. I had other stuff to do, other things to complete, other people to see. You understand? So I dropped him off to his little spot, and that was that. So when I dropped him off, I saw him walk over to his homeboy car, to one of the homeboys that was sitting with his friend girls or his girlfriend or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe he'll get a ride with him when they leave, whatever. I'm going home. So now, mind you, this spot is only like 20 minutes from where I stay now. Scary. So I get pretty much to the front gate, the entrance, the security guard of my place, and I just happened to look over to the passenger seat, child, on the floor. It was this black phone. I look at the phone. I said, "Oh damn, Slim done left his phone." So before I get to the security gate, I reach over, I grab the phone, and I'm trying to, cut it on or whatever, but it was clearly dead. Always when I want to record, always when I want to record. But anyways, I look at the phone, and it is clearly dead. I'm talking about black, nothing came on, no lights, no nothing. Now, Slim did have two phones. Why he had two phones? You can't trust nobody who have two phones. I don't know. You can't trust nobody who have two phones. I don't know. But I noticed the phone was in the car. So I go in my security gate, I bust a U-turn, and then I go back to the spot because I'm like, I'm gonna just give him his phone. So as I'm pulling up to the spot, now mind you, he told me he's only supposed to be there for 15 minutes. I told y'all it take me about 15, 20 minutes to get to and from. So that was 20 minutes coming, well, 15 minutes coming home. It's gonna take me another 15 minutes getting back. So I'm like rushing because I'm like, damn, I'm pretty sure he wants his phone. And if he leave, then I don't really know what apartment his brother staying in the condo. I'm just trying to rush there to get Slim his phone. So I'm pulling up down the block to where he's at, or where I thought he was at. And as I'm approaching the block, it's like everybody's still out there. Like all the cars, all the guys was out there sitting with women. It was a few people that put up tents. I'm talking about. So I was just like, what the hell is this? It's like 10:30. I thought maybe they would all be gone, but no, they were still out there. So I'm riding down the street and I'm just seeing like people in a car. They got the seats laid back. It was a man with a white van and he had the back doors open and it looked like he was comfortable sleeping in the back. So as I'm getting closer, I'm just thinking, I'm like, these people camping out here. Like, oh my God, these people are camping out here. Like, all of these people must be on probation and they have to stay out here. So I finally get back to where I dropped Slim at, and sweet baby Jesus. So the stairs that I dropped him at, y'all, he was no longer standing by the homeboy I dropped him off to. He was a little to the side, and it was the stairs. It was the stairs, like you had to walk up some stairs, and it was a door. Anyway, it was a little section right there. So I'm looking for Slim, and it was a cover on top of the stairway, kind of blocking to where you can see. I can't explain it. It's like he had his back against the wall and he had a cover, like covering him. So I drive up and I'm looking, I'm like, that's Slim? And y'all, Slim looked comfortable. He looked so comfortable. He looked like he had done put a blanket, a little pallet out there, child. And he just, he looked like he was homeless. He had his book bag off to the side. He had the covers on the floor. He had the cover covering his head like he could block the wind. And make it worse, I told y'all it was like a stair. Underneath the stairs, it was a guy with a plastic tarp, and he looked rough, he looked homeless, and he was under there with his girlfriend, honey. And I was just shook up. I was like, I thought Slim would be gone by now, but no, Slim he done wait till I left, and he done made camp out there. He done made camp out there because, yes. So I'm honking my horn. I'm like, because I'm like, okay. I see him peek his head up from around the corner. He hop up real quick. I'm talking about he hop up real quick. He grabbed me his stuff or whatever. So I get up. No, he gets up, he comes to the car, and I'm like, you left your phone or whatever. And he was just like, oh damn, I didn't even recognize. I ain't, because I was using my other phone watching a movie. So I'm just staring at Slim like, are you huh? So I'm asking him, so I thought you don't have to stay out here, whatever. Do y'all know what he told me? Y'all know it's a lie. Those of y'all who's watched the story time and kept up with Lying Slim, y'all know he told a lie. So now he's standing outside of my car, and I asked him, I'm like, it's like 10:45. Why you still here? And he was just like, oh, at 10:45, I mean 10:15, that's checkout time. We could leave, whatever, if we choose to. So why you didn't leave? Why is all these people still out here? Like, I see people camped out, they're chilling in their cars, and it's just, what? But y'all know he lied. He was like, so if you don't leave by 10:15, you gotta stay in the area once the monitors see that you still in there. Some bullshit. He lied, right? So y'all know I'm gonna give y'all the tea, because again, if you check the other video out, I'm gonna link down below, you would know that I did my research on him, and I ordered the deposition letter, and I looked him up and down on Google, honey, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing about Slim. So I have the tea on Slim. So now I'm gonna fast forward, because I'm gonna tell y'all the reason why he had to be out there, now that I don't talk to him anymore, and I told y'all what happened. So comes to find out, when you Google predators online, they tell you where they supposed to be staying at or whatever. And apparently, what's that word, transient? I think it's called transient. He was technically a transient, meaning if you are on the predator list and you don't have an address within at least 2,000 yards, 200 feet, some shit like that, if you're not that far away from a school, a park, a public park, or something like that, if you don't have an address, you're going to be transient, meaning after 10 p.m., that whole area, like blocks, the predators have to stay there all night from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. every single night. So Slim, he just was an all-around horrible guy. When I tell y'all I had dodged a bullet by not liking him too much, or like so-called dating him, or like, y'all, it was just a friend, and I'm just, oh Lord, I'm just happy that, oh Lord. So yeah, when you Google the predators, they'll tell you. So he's supposed, and then I told y'all it's down the street from a park. How can they not have a residential address by a school or a park? But the county literally not housed them, but placed them right down the street from a park where kids play. I'm talking about, it's literally right down the street from a park. And it's like where all these warehouses at. If anybody in Miami know what I'm talking about, any idea or anything like that, comment down below and tell me y'all know what I'm talking about. This whole area is just full of predators. And you know what? I have not even drove back by there since, because that is creep land. I can't believe that I was even down the street at the park with Slim some nights before he had to check in. I can't believe I was even that close to the creeps, honey. So okay, so I got tired of, like, I said I would pull up on him all the time, because I don't mind pulling up on people. I don't really like people in my spot, like men. I don't really like men in my spot knowing where I stay, and I'm happy I am like that as a young lady. But I would pull up on Slim all the time, and I was just really getting tired of that. I wanted to come upstairs to his brother's house or his apartment or whatever, what have you. And then one night, y'all, I just was so bold. How bold of me, right? The audacity of me to ask Slim to buy me some dinner, y'all. So I had left my wallet. Anyway, long story short, it don't really matter why I didn't have no money on me that night. He could have bought me some dinner, right? So I run it by Slim a little bit. I'm like, Slim, can you go ahead and buy me a little dinner, whatever, or whatever? He was like, oh, I don't have no money on me right now. Everything on this card that I don't have with me But I would have did it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I got quiet because this is why you ain't get no coochie. This is why, and I'm happy I did it. This is why you didn't get none, because it's just listen, y'all. I let a lot of stuff slide because I was not looking for love. I was simply dating, right? So he was like, oh, I have the money, but the money on this card that I don't have with me. So blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I got quiet. You know, I hit him with the stiff shoulder. So he sends my little attitude, whatever. So we sitting in my car. So he was like, you know what? He was like, I'm tired of playing games with you. I'm going to show you where all my money going, right? So I was like, okay, what the hell he mean? He was like, go down the street. It's like 2 minutes down the street. I'm like, okay, cool. We riding. We get to this building that I'm very familiar with, by the way. They sell barbecue out there. They sell conch. They sell fried conch. They sell fish. They sell good food at this little building, right? And in the building, they had like a little food truck that's in the parking lot. It's a whole little vibe at this spot. I had been to this spot a few times, and I had never seen Slim before. So it's late, y'all. It's like it's one of them weekends where he didn't have to be at his spot. So I pull in the parking lot to this building. It's dark. The lights are out. He gets out. I see him pull out some keys, and he's unlocking the door to the building. So I'm like, okay, what's going on? So he's like, come on. It was real like foggy this night too, I remember. So I hurried up, get out the car. I run up the little stairs to the building, and we inside. He closed it up behind me. He cut on all the lights, and it's a vibe, y'all. It was a nice little bar inside. It had the lights and the TVs and the chairs, and you can tell that they be cooking inside. I was like, ooh, this is nice. You know, I was really impressed with the spot. So I take a seat at the table, whatever, and he's just standing behind the bar, and he's just telling me, he was like, oh, well, this is where all my money have been going. You know, my uncle passed away. He used to own this, and he passed it to me, so I'm supposed to keep the family legacy alive. You know, I be working here every day. You know, when I'm not talking to you or whatever, this is why I'm at. You see, I done painted, I done put the lights up, I did this, I did that. You know, it's pretty much mine now. So I don't believe a damn word he's saying, but I mean, I'm here. He did just had the keys, and he just opened the place up, you know. So it's like, okay. So we was in there for a good little minute, y'all. We had a good time. He popped the bottle. We had the TV going, child. We was talking about the times he was in prison. We was just talking and talking and just talking, just vibing inside the place. I done ate the people candy out their candy jar. And he's just going on and on and on about how he's so excited and how much money he had done put into this spot. And his uncle would be so proud of him and all the things he's done. And, you know, I'm just sitting there just a little bit, y'all. A tiny bit of me was just like, you know, I'm kind of proud of him. I'm just a speckle proud of him. I'm just a little bit of proud of him. Because, like I said, he came to the spot. He opened it up with the keys. He's acting like he owned the place. He done opened up the storage units, and he's showing me all kind of wallpapers he finna put up, and the paints he wanna change it to, this wall, this color. And I was just a little impressed. I was like, okay, you know, I still don't get you being broke. What does that have to do with you being broke? But I get it, bro. I get it, bro. I'm always giving people the benefit of the fucking doubt. I don't know why, y'all. I just don't know why I get that. And I should have known better in that conversation that something was wrong. Cause this is like I'm telling y'all, these events I'm telling y'all happened before I had my dream, and my dream told me to, hey, Google this guy, cause something is deeper that is going on. So we there for a couple hours. We drink a little bit. We finished talking. He telling me all kinds of stories, and I'm laughing my butt off. You know, just chilling. And y'all know my favorite word, just having a good time, minding my business, right? So it's time to, you know, go a little bit, and it's getting a little late, and the temperature has dropped. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to go home, whatever. So when I say that, you know, he get the vibe. So he started like cleaning up a little bit. He was like wiping the table off that we were sitting on, you know, closing the storage units that he had in there, making sure that front door on the main street was locked up. You know, he was doing his thing. That's why I say I felt like, you know, that was his place. So I'm sitting down looking at Slim. I'm like, okay, My friend got something going on here. He a little rough around the edges, but he got something going on here. His uncle trusts him enough to leave him a whole business. So I'm sitting down admiring him. He putting the glasses up on the roof. I'm like, okay. He's sorting the top shelf liquors and the bottom shelf liquors. And I feel like he had a little thing going for himself. So I was sitting there and I let him do his thing. And you know what they say? The body and the mind never leads you wrong. Like, you know how, yes, y'all, I found him attractive. But for some reason, it wasn't pure. It wasn't pure. The wheels wasn't turning for some reason. And yeah, he tried. He told me, he was like, you could sit in that chair right there, and you know what I'm saying, you could spray eagle for me, you feel me, you know what I'm saying. He and the wheels down there just wasn't turning. The body never lies. So I'm very, very happy for that. And y'all, the wheels was not turning, but let me be quite honest. I did think twice about it. But that chair was a little small for your girl. Your girl got hips and thighs. Girl, I need a whole bed. I need a whole couch. I need to be comfortable. So that was another reason. I'm just being honest, and it just did not happen. And I'm so happy it did not happen. So, like I said, time is going on and we're about to leave. So now he cleaned up and he's cutting the lights off from the back of the building to the front where we came in at. So he's cutting the lights off as we walk into the front, the back door, whatever. And as we get to the back door, y'all, I'm standing there waiting for him to unlock all the latches. And right there at the exit, it was a whole certificate, right, for the building. Like the licensing, just the information. And while he's unlocking all of the latches, y'all, like one by one, I'm looking over at this certificate, y'all, and the shits and short story, the damn certificate said owned by la 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 Lewis, established in 2025 November. What? That's not your name. Your name is Slim Predator. This says blah 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 Lewis. Who is that? And then you told me that your family had this building all the way from 2016, 2015, something you told me. Another lie. The guy was just full of lies, and I just had to tell this. I'm sorry, I just have to stay on your ass, Slim, because it just don't make no sense. So while he's unlocking the latches, y'all, I'm just flabbergasted. I'm looking at this certificate. He's standing behind me. I don't know if he's know I'm reading the certificate, but sir, you lied. You said that your uncle passed this building on to you, and you lied. You done had me in your uncle building, child. Had me thinking it's yours, and it's not yours. It's not yours. It's not yours. Yep, he lied. He lied about having to leave at 10:15. Yep, Slim had to stay out there all night. Now you might say, Londa, you said the weekend he wasn't out there. True. So I asked him, I was like, so if you have to stay out here all night, how about the weekends that you were able to leave past 10 o'clock? So he was like, oh, once 10 o'clock came and I seen that my monitor didn't beep, that mean that they just ain't tracking me for the night. Ain't that some shit? Are you kidding me? So those weekend nights, I guess this PO or whatever, whoever CO, PO, DO, whoever just wasn't monitoring him, or maybe they forgot to put the tracker on. I didn't know they did that. I thought they monitored 24/7. 24/7, but apparently not. So that's how those weekends when he left off past 10 with me, it was because the PO was not monitoring his location, girl. Ooh, so it gets worse. Slim, I'm lighting your ass on fire. Slim, I'm lighting your ass on fire. You shouldn't have called my phone that much. This man called me almost 60 times from 2 different numbers. I don't know if he saw the video. I have no idea if he saw the video. I have no idea. But I'm just going to fire your ass up anyway. Last but not least, I hope I remember everything, because y'all know my brain be just a little foggy. So I'm going to try. All right, and then this is my last little reminder telling y'all this has happened before I exposed him and decided to find the truth about everything and make the video. This is before. So the last thing, right? Okay. So these guys. So I know that sometimes people who be in prison for a very, very long time, sometimes they become lesbians or sometimes they become gay men, right? That is true. Most times when people have done over, I want to say 6 7 years, shit, 5, you know, numbers like that, I want to say a lot of times people have dibbled and dabbled in the same sex. Let's just say that, right? So I have a lot of people that I mentioned him to, not only y'all, because I just couldn't believe it. So I had a couple male friends was like, no, that nigga gay. So I was like, nah. Slim ain't never give me no he ain't never give me no gay vibes, you know. He very masculine, you know, kept himself up. Besides all of this bull crap and the horrendous charge he has caught, y'all know. Besides that, he kept up with himself. He looked clean. He was clean all the time. He didn't give me no gay vibes and stuff, right? Whew. So one day we were hanging out and we were kind of arguing because I kept asking him about his charge one day. And this was before I got the notion to check him out. I just felt like something was wrong, but I would ask him occasionally about his charge or whatever. So this day we was in the car, not arguing, but going back and forth, kind of debating about his little criminal history or whatnot, asking me about my little history or whatnot. And it was pretty hot and I was just, you know, ready to take it in. I didn't feel like chilling with him this day, just being honest. So he was on the phone with somebody. He called somebody, his homeboy, because we were in the area where his friends stay at. So he decides to call his friend because I'm like, yo, call your homeboy, make sure he home because I'm not driving way over there. And he's not home. Well, not all the way over there, y'all. It literally was like down the street. Let's whatever. So I'm like, call your homeboy, make sure he home. So he was like, okay, cool. And you know when you call people and you're sitting next to them, sometimes you can hear people on the other line on their phone. So he dialed the number. He's his friend, his homeboy answered the phone. And I don't know, I can hear it, but not really. I really wish I could. But I'm sitting next to Slim, so Slim was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And I don't know what the homeboy said, but Slim was like, "Yeah." I'm like 5 10 minutes down the block, you know. You wanna smoke one or whatever. So I don't know what the homeboy said, but then Slim, voice kind of changed. He started looking a little crazy, you know, and he was like, "Man, what you talking about?" Yeah, man, I ain't got time for that. Like, yeah. So I'm looking at him like, what happened? Like, y'all finna argue? I'm finna be nosy, you know what I'm saying? So he, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what his friend was saying, but I could only guess by how Slim was reacting. So Slim was just like, all right, man. All right. All right, man. I don't want to hear that, man. You tripping, man. So I'm looking like, what's going on? So when he hung up the phone, I asked him, I said, well, what your homeboy said? He was like, nah, nothing, man. You could just take me over there. I'm like, okay, cool. So we driving, we get there, and this was like an apartment building. It had 2 stories, but I park on the side of the building, and you could see, okay, before the guy come outside, Slim is texting for a little bit. We sitting down there for like 5 minutes. Um, and the whole 5 minutes, Slim is just texting. I'm talking about he texting. I'm talking about he texting fast. He texting and he texting and he texting fast. So I'm just looking like you better get out this damn car because I'm ready to go. So he texting fast. He texting fast. After like 5 minutes, I see some guy open the door. He walking down the stairs. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm ready to go. And then you know how when one of your friends is getting out of the car, you naturally probably, I just reached over and I just, gave him a hug. You know how you just reach over, you just reach over and just give him a hug, goodbye, see you later, So as I'm reaching over to give Slim a hug, like bye, whatever, I could see the guy approaching my car door. So, I'm rubbing him. I'm like, okay, see you later, whatever. So Slim opened the car door and the guy was just like, yo, what the fuck you on, bro? I'm gonna say that again. So I'm hugging Slim. I'm like, okay, bye Slim or whatever. And the guy is by the car door. Slim opened the car door. And the guy is just standing there looking at Slim. And he just like this, y'all. Like I'm looking at y'all. This how he was to Slim. He was like, bro, what the fuck you on, man? So I'm standing there, I'm sitting there like, so Slim look at me. He like, oh, he just tripping, man. He retarded. And as he's saying that, the guy's still standing at the car door and he's like staring in my car, looking at me, trying to see who I am. So I'm still sitting there, y'all. I'm like, because right, right, y'all probably thinking the same thing. What? I'ma say it again. The friend said, bro, what the fuck you on, bro? When he seen me hugging Slim. Oh man. And then the way he was like looking in the car, y'all. So Slim got out the car. He closed the car door. The whole time my mouth is... And I sat there for a second because I was like, did I just... Nah. So I pull off and I drive off real slow. And I'm looking in my rearview mirror trying to see if they fighting or whatever. Just trying to see. Because I know this man ain't just get jealous that he was hugging me. Y'all comment down below. Y'all comment down below. Do y'all think Slim was a DL? If you dropped your homeboy off or your homegirl off and the same sex friend looks at you and be like, what the fuck you on, man? Tell me what that meant. Was he jealous that Slim was hugging me? Please tell me I'm not tripping. Because I drove home with my mouth like, tell me I'm not tripping. Please, in the comment section, please tell me what y'all think of that. That was the last straw before I woke up and my brain said, do your research on Slim. I couldn't believe it. I called people and I was just like, nah, you think this, nah, you think that, nah. But before I did that, I actually messaged Slim. I was like, so what's up with that? Your friend jealous, is you gay? He was like, nah, man, you tripping. Nah, man, you tripping. Y'all leave a comment down below and tell me what Slim was on the DL. His friends say, man, what the fuck you on, man? They probably had a fight when I pulled off. You hear me? They had a fight when I pulled off. He wasn't playing about his boyfriend. You feel me? They say them prison dudes something else. Like, listen. They say them prison dudes something else, y'all. I had to spray him again. Fight. Leave me alone. I'm going to keep telling your business as long as you keep bothering me. Because you are horrendous. Leave me alone. Leave me alone, Slim. Leave me alone. I'm going to just keep making content out of you. Leave me alone. It's probably going to be some other shit that I just did not remember and I didn't put on this video, but I'm telling you, leave me alone. Yeah, y'all, that's the end of the video. Y'all comment down below and tell me, do y'all think Slim was on the DL? Because I think he was on the DL. That man said, fuck you out, man. Anyways, y'all, go ahead and support your girl. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, hype me up, all that good stuff. And I'm going to be out. Until next time, y'all. Peace.